Game mode on. We are live. Looking good. Sneeze.
The black fog seems terrifying. If I'd been there, I'd have buried myself in the garden or jumped in the sewer before it reached me.
Okay.
Thankfully, all the patients and nurses were fine. Only Leonard's daughter got a few bruises.
But what a shame it is that the building was ruined. It was 300 years old, you know. The stained glass alone was a masterwork.
Bugger! I just can't seem to spit it out. I feel like my chest's on fire.
Take this medicine 3 times a day, and you'll feel better tomorrow.
Tooth Fairy hands over the medicine, then takes a small notebook to jot something down.
Case 132, clinical symptoms. Burning sensation in chest, blackening of ears. Quite different from a regular tuberculosis patient. Maybe this is a different disease altogether.
Damn this black fog. Qualifiers are cancelled, fairs closed down, even Cross Street's been cordoned off. To see the posters of the athletes all covered up with fires, it's utterly hopeless. Workers are striking again, just like the old days. They seem to be the only ones who dare to go outdoors. Although, since so many have lost their jobs, I suppose they don't have any reason to go out anymore. What are you doing, Miss Tooth Fairy?
Collecting saliva samples to put in petri dishes. I want to see what will grow. The sample I collected 2 days ago has already grown something unusual.
Something unusual?
A ball of black fog, weaker than the one I met in the alley. Its existence is unstable. Its form changes daily. It doesn't appear to have any self-consciousness, but that critter in the alley was definitely intelligent.
Huh. This thing. It looks like the illustration in the old book I read to me son. I can't quite remember the title, but it does mention a creature like this.
A creature like this?
Oi, Miss Tooth Fairy!
The startled hat hurtles toward them, wobbling as he goes.
It's an emergency, Dal. The little tack is in danger.
Oh, is it Flutter Page?
Please, Mr. Hat, keep your voice down in the hospital. The patients need to rest.
Sorry about that, but this can't wait. Miss Tooth Fairy, they said a girl's climbed to the top of the old bell tower, and she's planning to jump off.
Or is this someone else?
A girl? You mean...
Yeah, Flutter Page. No normal girl could climb all the way up there.
Alright, it is Flutter Page.
Oi, girl! Get down! It's dangerous up there!
Not even the noise of the carriages and the crowd can reach as high as the bell tower, let alone the shout of one passerby. At the top of the tower, Flutter Page is contently airing out her linens.
Knock, knock. The little knocker-upper loves hanging sheets. Every one of them brings back a sweet memory. The first sheet smells like cucumber and tobacco. The second, night dew and stars. The third, mummy's cuddles. Knock,
Oh.
knock.
Oh,
You know, you didn't need to come up so high just to hang your sheets.
Miss Tooth Fairy, well, what are you doing here?
having finally reached the top of the tower, Tooth Fairy exhales heavily.
I wanted to ask you the same thing.
I'm having some quiet time in my secret base.
Cute.
Off you pop. We'll meet up later.
She gently shoos the canary fluttering near her feet.
I understand your need for privacy, But given that almost everyone in London is talking about a girl who's about to jump off the bell tower, I'd say this isn't the spot for it.
Jump off the bell tower? Oh, like I might fall. Don't worry. I'll be fine as long as the wind's blowing. I'll ride it all the way to,
Australia?
Yeah, Australia. They must be preparing for the finals there.
The girl fidgets nervously with the clip haphazardly tucked into her hair.
Come here, Miss Tooth Fairy. Have a seat.
Tooth Fairy gracefully swings her leg over the railing, and the two sit quietly side by side, their feet swing among the clouds.
Come on, Liberty! Quickly! It's dangerous up there!
Don't listen to him, Liberty! Oh, you! What's your word? She might jump right off the bloody thing!
The clamor of the streets below continues.
Why?
Why what?
First, they told me to get down, and then they told me not to. Why'd they change their minds so quickly? Not just them. It's like all of a sudden, everything's changed. People said they wanted the qualifiers, but then they cancelled them. They said they'd find a solution, but then they just completely gave up on solving the problem. Why couldn't they just keep at it until they achieve something? It's like climbing this bell tower. You've got to push through and keep going until you reach the top. Otherwise, you'll never get to enjoy the view.
Maybe they...
After a quick moment of reflection, Tooth Fairy shakes her head.
Well, I don't know.
Miss Tooth Fairy, I think I did something wrong.
Oh?
I can cut my own hair, cook my own meals, and do my own laundry. No one taught me. I just figured it out myself. I used to think the world was like the fish tank I had at home. No matter how many questions I had, the answers were all inside, just like the fish swimming in there.
What?
I was patient too. I'd take the fish one by one and carefully look them over. And I wouldn't stop until I checked every scale.
What?
Yep, every single one. Well, unless Mum and Dad scolded me. Actually, sometimes I couldn't figure out why they hit me. I just had a lot of questions, and I wanted to know the answers.
Aww.
Anyway, now I've learned the truth about the world. It's different from what I imagined. I thought it was a round tank, but it was actually square.
What?
I thought there were goldfish swimming inside, but actually they were pinching crabs and chomping sharks.
Oh, the
Sometimes
sharks reference.
even just pieces of rubbish. The round tank only existed in my mind, and all the answers I found were nothing. Just my imagination.
Flutter Page is so confusing.
And what's worse
A square
is that I
world?
hurt
Not a
others with my
round?
imaginary answers.
A gentle breeze rustles the hair.
You mean Miss O'Hagan?
I let her down.
Aww. A faint sound of lemon floats by. Tooth Fairy gives an unexpected smile.
I spent my entire youth learning how to get along with others. And you know what I realized? People will change as long as the result benefits them. Once things are going well, whether expected or not, people often forget the goals they set before they reach that point. What I'm trying to say is, we need to remember who we really are and what we really want.
Flutter Page turns her head to look at Tooth Fairy, curiosity in her eyes. Tooth Fairy tilts her head to the side, as though deep in thought.
Miss Willow must have known what she really wanted. Otherwise, she wouldn't have become the youngest floor ritual record holder of the century.
She pauses.
I'm sure she understands that it wasn't your fault. You didn't hurt her. In fact, you didn't hurt anyone.
Aww.
You just need to look at the fish tank in a new way.
Flutter Page looks off into the horizon.
It hurts.
She pressures her hand to her cheek, her little face scrunched up small.
What's wrong? Let me take a look.
Bet she's got the fog.
You're losing a tooth. A new tooth is pushing out the old one.
A new tooth? But I've already lost all my baby teeth.
Open your mouth. Don't worry. It won't hurt.
Oh.
It's out. Look.
She opens her hand, revealing a perfectly intact tooth.
I thought I didn't have any baby teeth left.
Well,
Oh
you
man,
don't
she did
anymore.
the accent with the...
This was the last one.
She did the accent with the tooth out. That sounded great. Littlepage moves closer to get a look at it.
Ew, it stinks.
It does. I suppose I'll keep this then.
Tooth Fairy produces a handkerchief, contentedly wraps the tooth, and stows it in her pocket. Back in the game. That's a positive title. What is it gonna be? Part 15, back in the game.
Let's listen again to the interview she had all those years ago. As the youngest floor ritual record holder of the century, you're just one step away from becoming the world champion. What else do you wish to achieve in your career?
My ultimate goal is to win the finals of the Uluru Games.
Game volume a tiny bit.
But I'll also register for as many events as possible. I have a lot I want to achieve, but I'm patient, and I'm sure I can do it all eventually.
Clink, clunk. Sound of metal cuts through the darkness.
Now, old friend.
Boy removes her prosthetic leg, her fingers stretching toward the machine lubricant resting on the shelf.
It's just you and me, isn't it?
As she gropes for the lubricant, she comes across a piece of crumpled paper.
Careful with the scaffolding, fellas. You wouldn't want it to fall on your feet. You'll be hobbling about for months.
Workers are busy disassembling the stage, carrying wooden posts and equipment to the door.
Here's the reimbursement application form. Just fill in the numbers and give me the receipt for the materials. I'll contact the Uluru Committee for your compensation.
Is there really no hope, Mr. Fogg? We didn't build all this just to tear it all down.
I'm sorry.
To be honest, we'd rather not do this, even if we're getting paid for it. We were over the moon when we got this job. I mean, just look at this place. The huge billboards and that lovely stage background. How could we not be? It's been yonks since we last had an event like this.
It's been
Who knows when we'll have another? Is there really nothing we can do?
Excuse me,
A voice floats over from behind the ladder in the worker's arms.
Oops. Look at me. Blocking the doorway with me ladder. Begging your pardon, miss.
That's quite all right. I'm glad to stay a little longer and talk with everyone. None of us want to leave, actually.
How sad. But it's true. Who'd want to leave after all the trouble we've gone to?
Miss Bartley, I must say, I didn't expect to see you here after all the qualifiers were cancelled.
Hello, Mr. Fogg. I'm glad to see you back on your feet.
Well, I can't wallow all day. There's a lot of cleaning up to do. And someone has to do it. How about you, Miss Bartley? Will you be leaving shortly?
Yes. I suppose I'll go home and wait to hear the arrangements the committee's come up with.
Why don't you stay for a few more days?
Well, I don't think there's much point.
She looks around the almost deserted venue.
In fact, I'm the #1 seed this year, so I don't even have to participate in the qualifiers to advance in the finals. It's a new system they introduced to get a step closer to the standardization of human sporting events. I only joined because I couldn't pass up the opportunity to compete in my hometown. This was going to be the last competition of my career.
She sighs. Then after a moment's hesitation, she speaks again.
And I thought, no, never mind. I wasn't surprised when the news came out, to be honest. We were just fooling ourselves before. And now it's time to face the fact that...
Sorry to interrupt you, but ain't it too early to be getting this dark, Mr. Fogg?
Oh yeah. Three of them look up at the sky as the world is plunged into darkness.
Crikey. What time is it, mate?
I don't have to look at my watch to know it isn't night yet.
Then what's going on?
The thick black and yellow smog surges upward, like a massive arm poised to sweep them away.
Whoa, what the bloody hell is happening?
Looks like something has to be done. Oh. Green. Land. I've got... Willow finally upgraded. That looks good.
Come together to conquer this great wave.
Let's hit him with strong poison.
This way, please.
Another poison.
What's that?
This one adds Hag's Bane. Yeah.
Heed my prayer.
Make it.
Not
And the other one. 2 points.
A real troublemaker of a guest, aren't you? Get back and stay back.
Ooh, that adds
liking it.
damage.
Bodyguards! Where are the bodyguards?
You'd really do that to a poor little maid.
Smoke inhalation kind of reminds me of that Snowhalation song. Let's see. I don't need. Well, let's get this.
Experience feels no.
This way, please.
I'll put out.
Oh, I call
these
upon
and
you.
then hit
Flash
it.
in the water.
Luke will foresee your ending.
Oh, he's dead.
You'd really do that to a poor little maid.
Just grand.
Let's see. Oh. He's dead too, man. This poison is wrecking these fellas.
You're really pretty, dear.
I call upon you.
Knock, knock. Room service.
He's probably dead just for this. Hit with Tuesday's ultimate. Yep.
You're not half bad.
Are you all right?
All good, thanks. What the blazes was that?
It looked just like the black fog that attacked the hospital, only smaller, and it was a different shape. Let's move to your office, Mr. Fogg. There's something we need to talk about. I believe all these problems we're having The smog, the tuberculosis, the failure of your machine have something to do with the black fog.
What?
But first, we need to get everyone out of the stadium in case it attacks again.
Upon entering the office, Brimley heads straight to the purifier and gives his glass at the top a curious tap.
Leave it be. It's no use worrying about it now.
Mr. Fogg glances at his once revered purification machine, now sitting inert in the corner.
You pushed it too hard, mate.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Mr. Fogg. The fact that you made something that worked at all, in just a matter of weeks, is an achievement in itself.
I appreciate it, Miss Tooth Fairy. I know it doesn't make any sense to keep it around after it failed so spectacularly. But I just...
He tries to raise it off the ground to shift it, but it doesn't succeed.
I can't bear to break it down. At least not for now. I enchanted it with my arcane skill. So we're linked together. It used to breathe as I did. And now I cough and splutter just like it does.
You should go to the hospital as soon as possible.
See? How many times have I told you that and you never listened? Even the doctor's saying so. Anyway, what was it that you wanted to talk about, Miss Tooth Fairy?
The experiments I've been doing these days. Here's a sample of the black fog. I collected it from the alley after it attacked me. As for the tuberculosis, I analyzed the black fog's composition and found some components very similar to those in the patient's saliva. I've concluded that this fog critter is the root cause of the disease. This critter is fog-soluble, can change its form, and is indestructible. It feeds on smog and, most interestingly, sensitive emotions, which it seems to absorb to nourish itself. In conclusion, the answer to our problems lies in capturing and containing these critters. Also, in one of my experiments, I cultured 2 samples under the same conditions and put one of them in the sun, like this.
Tooth Fairy delicately places the bottle containing the black critter on the windowsill.
See? Even in today's dim sunlight, it shrinks very quickly. Just wait a moment, and you'll see. Its true being. Sunlight is their weakness. That's why you never see them in areas with clear skies.
She pauses, as if to add gravity to her point.
As you can see, London provides the perfect conditions for it to survive and multiply. Heavy smog, and the anxiety and depression caused by the cancellation of the qualifiers.
This big part about the sensitive emotions is a big reveal. Probably going to be resolved by reinstating the games in some way.
I do believe you're
in the
right.
office.
But it won't be easy to capture these things.
No, definitely not. I'm still trying to figure that one out. We may be able to lure them into a trap, but we need to make a specific plan so that the process is controllable and the results predictable.
A specific plan? The only plan I can think of is to pray to God.
Some people may seek answers from the divine, but whether that works or not is another matter.
Okay.
Oi!
Huh?
Hey there, Flutterpage.
Hello!
Is that Flutterpage's voice?
Sure
Should be
is.
obvious.
Over there, mate. Outside the window.
Oh. It's the gremlin. There's the top of the window. Outside, Flutterpage drifts in here, a wet bedsheet clutched in her hands. Below her, a crowd of all ages makes their way along Cross Street, all heading for the sports stadium.
Miss Tooth Fairy, Mr. Fogg, Mr. Brimley, would you like to join us?
What?
The residents of Cross Street have got together to petition for the reopening of the qualifiers.
Flutterpage uses one hand to steady the bedsheet and the other to point excitedly at the crowd congregating below.
Oi, folks! How about this iron? It's a family heirloom, but it'll be perfect for the floating stock clean. And I'll be the shop for it. I'm an excellent timekeeper. I can keep time down to the millisecond. We also need a fair good, right? Then I'll put myself forward. Everyone on Cross Street knows I'm an excellent mediator.
Everyone's brought things from their homes. Ladders, hanging rods, clotheslines, anything that might be useful. We're going to rebuild the stadium together. So, will you join us?
What? Are you serious?
Struth! I don't know what to say. This is unbelievable.
Very believable to me. The crowd pushes on to the stadium. Few individuals joining the throng as they pass by their homes. There is a resolute happiness in the air, as though no force could diminish their fervent hope.
Since the qualifiers have been cancelled, we'll just have to hold our own games. This Tooth Fairy, I found the right way to look at the fish tank.
Oh? To be continued. Aruluru Games.
So, you're going to join them?
You know me. I'll always jump brim first into the unknown.
But the Foundation's already pulled their funding. The workers are already awaiting their reimbursement. And some players have already left. How could we possibly hold it?
Mate, listen up.
There is an unfamiliar tension in the office. This may be the first real disagreement between the old friends.
Those officers from the headquarters didn't give a damn whether the qualifiers were held or not. You could see it all over their faces. All they wanted was to minimize their trouble. Did you see how quickly they applied for the cancellation and reimbursement? How hastily they made promises to pacify the people. I've never seen anyone more ready to get things over with.
I certainly agree with Mr. Brimley.
Their job was done as soon as they got the player list. They'd probably already moved their attention to the qualifiers in other regions. After all, our qualifiers are no different from the others to them. But it means something to us, doesn't it? At least for me, this could be my chance to go to Australia. My very nature wants me to run free on the Red Land, to holler out and forget all my troubles. I think that's what we all want. In the heat of competition, people are at their best, their most pure. Think about it, mate. You're not the only one who's put a lot of effort into this machine. It hurts me to see it rotting the office too. If you're really going to give up because of a few words from an authority, then as your partner, I have to tell you, don't ever let anyone deny your achievements, including yourself.
These words hit like a bomb, bringing his grunt speech to an end.
All right, calm down, old chap.
Mr. Fogg, the people want the qualifiers because they're for everyone. They provide each and every person with an equal opportunity to shine.
Sensing Mr. Fogg's uncertainty, Tooth Fairy smiles as she offers her contribution.
And that includes you and me. Although, for us, it'll be more like a battle to fight.
She gazes out the window at the people below, her head shaking gently in quiet frustration. Words lodge in his throat like a date pit, neither going down nor coming up. After a pause, he sighs deeply.
Honestly, will these people stop sending me petitions? I've been absolutely inundated with them.
Just have to give in then, right, mate? Circling to the back of the desk, he opens the drawer and throws a pile of envelopes onto the desk with feigned anger. Brimley and Tooth Fairy remain silent, unsure of how to interpret his intent.
Fine. Someone has to keep everyone healthy. I'll do everything I can to minimize the damage from the smoke.
After a moment, Mr. Fogg lifts his head.
Don't worry. I'll talk to the relief center to sort out all of the paperwork for the event.
Here you are. This is yours. Please come here for a copy of the emergency guidebook if you don't have one. Make sure you read it carefully. We don't want anyone hurt if there's an emergency. And here, take this special sheet I enchanted to protect you from the smog. I came up with the idea a couple days ago. It can drive away the smog around you by controlling the wind. Not very effective, but it's better than nothing.
Blimey! You did all this yourself?
Cheers, little knocker-upper, but you don't need to worry about us. We've lived in the smog for generations. What can it hurt to hold a little smog?
Agreed. We asked for the exhibition ourselves, so we'll pay the price if anything happens.
Here's the confirmation of your application. Your contingency plan has been approved by the Relief Center. My colleagues and I will do everything we can to keep you all safe. As for the London air pollution auto-detecting purifier Mark III, I'll do my best to fix it. Next, we'll gather the athletes who have yet to leave the city and hold a small exhibition game.
Of course, it won't be an official event, but at least it'll give an opportunity for the athletes to demonstrate their hard work to a group of spectators. I'm sure they'll be a great source of inspiration for the people of London as they cheer on their favourite athletes.
Yay!
Oi, Mr. Fogg, I brought you this. It's Mrs. Brown's leek and potato soup with bread and butter.
Oh, Mrs. Brown. Please give her my thanks. Has everyone eaten?
Yeah. Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Jones, Ben's son and I have been cooking since 4 in the morning to get food out to everyone. But it still ain't enough. Almost everyone in the neighborhood's coming. All right, I have to go make more soup. See you later.
Oh, man. Will is that soup?
Hey,
oh, man.
What's that you got from the knocker-upper? An enchanted sheet, apparently. She'd tell me to blow it when I need to use it. Would you look at that? It conjured a gust of wind. We can use this while we're working. Yeah, it blows the smog away. All right, well, sort of.
Mr. Fogg! Mr. Fogg! I'm here to help!
Oh, you. You're the girl from the market, aren't you?
Yes, that's me. Let's try our best to fix the machine together. But there's no need to worry. Mr. Fogg, we can still hold the exhibition even if we can't do it.
The exhibition. All right.
All right.
Next, introducing the London Uluru Exhibition Games. So far, 28 players have registered for the 6-day event, which will host one sport per day.
All right, everyone, let's push together. 3, 2, 1.
The residents of Cross Street had taken it upon themselves to rebuild the stadium.
Hey, your painting's totally off theme. Look, mine's a mockingbird with a gold medal. It just won first place in the singing competition.
Okay.
The Uluru Games ain't got a singing competition. You should have drawn something more athletic. Like my sailfish. It's the fastest swimmer in the world.
It's the fastest swimmer in the world.
How exciting! Our very own Uluru Games, without any interference from the Foundation.
It's too fairy. I've made a list of all the athletes who signed up for the qualifiers. A lot of them have left, but some would like to stay for our exhibition.
Good. And I've made a list of the daily attendees based on the tickets they bought for the qualifiers. Mr. Fogg and Mr. Brimley are discussing the possible security issues of the event with the Relief Center staff and the police. We may actually start the games on the day the qualifiers were originally scheduled.
She said scheduled.
But since this is all improvised, we'll probably encounter some unexpected problems as the games continue. We need to be prepared.
Yeah, I know.
The girl's enthusiasm dims as she looks over the sports venue, eyes tinged with quiet regret.
Thank you, Flutterpage. It must have taken a lot of effort to make the athlete list. You've done an excellent job.
She continues to scan the venue as if searching for something. She
So,
looking for...
you saw the whole athlete list. Did you see the name you were hoping for?
Ah! How did you, Miss Tooth Fairy?
She hesitates, her brow furrowed. Her lips are barely moving.
Flutterpage! Flutterpage! Come here! We need you to explain to the Relief Center how your little sheets work.
The girl hesitates as she looks toward the somber officials.
Just go. They need you more than I do. Your explanation may decide whether the games can be held.
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
She skips excitedly toward the door of the venue, where Brimley and Mr. Fogg await her arrival. As a worker carrying a wooden frame passes, she disappears from view.
You've got yourself a new outfit. It looks great on you.
Who? A tall, slim woman emerges from the shadows, her pointed leather shoes gliding along the floor with poised restraint.
Oh, I like your coat too.
Thank you.
My grandmother had one just like it. She died 2 years ago. Had a proper sweet tooth too.
We'd have got along well.
How did you know I was here?
Oh, I didn't until my tooth fairies found you.
So you have a whole jar of scapegoats who can take all the blame for you? How convenient.
You've pulled yourself together, haven't you? Even your sarcasm has become bitter again. So, why are you here?
Just getting some fresh air.
Yeah, that's the word for it, alright. All the smog around, fresh air. The two of them remain silent as they observe the mayhem of the sports ground. Workers shouting and children running back and forth.
Look at them. They're all so happy. What do you think?
I've never seen such a rudimentary, disorderly, and poorly prepared event in my life.
And of course, it's totally amateur, but it's built on enthusiasm and sportsmanship. Athletes will go head to head, spectators will cheer, and the stadium will be lit up by the energy they release together. It's imperfect, yes, but it's inclusive and unstoppable.
Yes.
And that's what makes it special.
Willow holds a crumpled registration form in her hand. Alright. I'm gonna take a very short break, bathroom, and stuff like that. Be right back. we're back. Can't wait to see more of dear Flutterpage and Tooth Fairy and the rest of the crew. Opening ceremonies. The old-timey video that they used to open this up was pretty cool. Uncle Bill, Aunt Connie, Little Mary, Old Harold. The people of Cross Street stand gathered together at the front of the stage, hammers and saws in their hands. Old Harold discreetly moves a shovel out of sight. Perched on a tree, a canary nervously swivels its head to watch the crowd assembled on this bleak winter day.
Leave it to me, Dal.
Tooth Fairy gives a slight nod, and Brimley ascends the makeshift wooden podium.
Testing, testing. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Today marks the beginning of the London Uluru Exhibition Games. As you can see, the weather isn't looking great. The smog still sits heavy in the sky.
The crowd beneath the platform looks up at Brimley. Cement stains and coal smudges on their faces.
There's no wind, no sunshine, no warmth, and even my brim is soggy from the damp. It's truly miserable out here.
Way to spice up the crowd, Brimley.
On top of that, the stadium's shabby, and we only have a limited number of athletes. To many, these games would be seen as disappointing. However, even without the support of the Foundation, we've managed to rebuild this stadium with nothing but our own hands and determination.
That's it, Brimley.
I've confirmed that our stadium meets all the standards required by the government, and there's no doubt that it matches the Foundation's too. As for the operation of our games, we've built a reliable team consisting of various Uluru professionals and supporters. They are currently in every corner of the stadium, working their hardest to prepare for the upcoming event. They will be our backbone, supporting the entire games to ensure that everything runs smoothly. As we all come together, I believe the passion of our games will burn as hot as the sacred fire of Uluru itself. So, without further ado, I hereby declare that the London Uluru Exhibition Games have begun!
Have begun! With a gun. Oh, lighting the fire. That's the torch up there. The crowd bustles and shatters like a flock of birds. Tooth Fairy, Brimley, and Flutterpage are quickly bombarded by a flood of questions.
Miss Tooth Fairy, we don't have enough judges for the Winged Key Archery. Franz has been put on to umpire 2 events at the same time, so he left to do the other one.
2 events at the same time? The other event starts tomorrow. He must have mixed up the schedule. Get him to come back.
All athletes participating in the
keeps on saying
1500-meter weighted
schedule.
run, please report to the 3rd preparation area. I repeat, please report to the 3rd preparation area.
Excuse me. I lost my name tag. Can I get a new one?
Certainly. Go straight ahead and take the first left to get to the player office. There's a girl called Flutterpage in there. Show her your ID, and she'll give you a new tag.
I'll take you there. Follow me, friend.
Oh, Flutterpage being a real help.
Oi, hold on a minute. Friend, why haven't I seen you before?
Brimley examines the judge suspiciously before pulling his ID card directly from the inside of his coat.
This ID is fake. Security!
I'm just a big fan. Please don't kick me out.
The volunteer security team quickly swoops in and removes the impersonator. One of them whispers a few words to Brimley.
Tooth Fairy, my doll.
What is it, head of security?
I've been told that a mate of ours would like to post some flyers in the stadium.
We already have a sponsor. I'm afraid you'll have to turn him down.
By mate, I mean Arthur.
Tooth Fairy glances over to where Brimley is looking and catches sight of a black and white banner at the entrance to the venue.
Has he been sitting all this time under that banner with his machine?
Yeah, he's using it to show everyone what can happen if they breathe in too much smog.
I don't know if I should call him wavering in his principles or completely stubborn in them.
Arthur's always been a righteous official. He truly cares about the people. He's tough, tenacious, and has a powerful ability to influence others.
You sound more like an official than he does.
Tooth Fairy looks over at the athletes preparing to race and the crowd cheering them on enthusiastically.
Come on, go for it!
First place!
What?
Thank you! Thank you!
The athlete blows kisses at the spectators, triggering another wave of excitement.
Not even the smog can stop the people's enthusiasm for sports. No matter the obstacle, they will always find a way to enjoy it. I suppose Mr. Fogg is still refusing to take one of Flutterpage's sheets?
Of course he is. Arthur said he'd never run away from the smog. As Fogwalker, he has to confront it. He's stubborn, just as you said.
Floor ritual competitors, please report to the 5th preparation area. I repeat, please report to the 5th preparation area.
Oh,
my.
That's Ms. O'Hagan's event.
Yeah.
And Carolyn Bartley.
Do you think she'll show up?
Miss Tooth Fairy, Mr. Brimley. Did you hear that? The floor ritual's about to start. But where's Miss Willow?
Tooth Fairy looks at Brimley. Though he has no eyes for her to read, the slight shifting of his brim, she carries a sense of trepidation. Neither knows how to respond to the child, hesitating between igniting her hopes and destroying her dreams. Or perhaps the truth is exactly what she's hoping for.
Go check the floor ritual venue, Flutterpage.
What for? Is Miss Willow there?
Maybe. She looks directly at Tooth Fairy, her eyes widen as they begin to sparkle.
She's there, isn't she?
You'll have to go there to find out.
She can't help but give a slight smile.
I'll cover for you at the player office. Just go, little tacker.
Little tacker!
Go on, then.
Flutterpage starts to smile, but a flicker of doubt quickly clouds her expression.
This time, I won't disappoint her. I brought her a real game. No need to climb the tower and hide away anymore. This is real.
She raises her hand and waves to Tooth Fairy and Brimley, a determined look on her face.
See you later.
Later, Flutterpage. With that, Flutterpage turns and runs off. Let's go! The 5th preparation area. At the 5th preparation area, the floor ritual competitors are warming up.
Look at this place. You could find a better venue at any school in the city. These games are really something.
The
They
price
built
of
it in a
success
matter
is
of
horrible.
days. You can't ask for much.
Oh my! It's an honor to meet you, Miss Bartley.
Wow, player number 2,401. And they only have 28 people competing in the entire games. The competitor hurriedly wipes her hands before extending one to Carolyn.
Take care warming up. You wouldn't want to get hurt just before the competition.
You're very kind. Thank you.
A staff member with a volunteer ID strides in from the doorway.
Floor ritual competitors, the event will start in 1 minute. Please confirm your numbers as I will be calling you to enter the floor in numerical order. Competitor number 2401, please enter the floor. Competitors 2402 and 2403, please wait in the locker room.
So maybe they organize it a little bit by like how buildings have floors. The first few numbers signify something and the latter numbers signify something completely different.
Good luck.
Like floor number. I guess that's kind of using for floor ritual, but it's completely different. The first competitor receives a few well wishes before waving goodbye as she makes her way to the competition floor. Now that the event has begun, Carolyn stops warming up.
What about Charlotte?
Oh.
Charlotte, you're here. I knew you wouldn't be able to stay away. You haven't changed a bit.
Willow pauses in the middle of her stretch.
What do you want from me?
What do I want? Have you forgotten about the challenge? What's your number?
I don't think that's any of your concern. Or are you trying to win over the organizers with a little goody two-shoes act? The ever so helpful competitor turned volunteer, Miss Bartley?
Oh, she's such in the dumps.
I didn't know you could be so sarcastic.
You better get used to it.
Really? You mean we'll chat again in the future?
Oh, she's a fan. Look at that. Willow turns her head away from her.
I'm not the Charlotte you used to know. Stop trying to bond with me.
Carolyn walks toward her.
But you are the Charlotte I used to know. You're still that black swan I've always chased after. When I saw your performance, the grace, the beauty of it inspired me to become a floor ritualist. But you just disappeared after you became champion. Well, as long as you're back.
What's so funny?
Carolyn looks at Willow with a quiet composure, her lips forming a slight smile.
See you on the floor.
Carolyn heads back to the preparation area.
Player number 2406, Caroline Bartley. Please enter the floor.
The sound of the volunteer's voice filters into the room, muffled and distorted by the walls. Willow stamps her slightly stiff right leg.
Time for me to head in too. Excuse me.
She finds her way to the spectator seats, settling into a corner. Carolyn gracefully strides onto the floor, pausing to give a gentle bow to the judges. Then she brushes her head against the didgeridoo and positions herself in the center, ready to begin, her hand across the didgeridoo.
Player number 2406, Caroline Bartley, whenever you're ready.
Carolyn starts to dance. Receiving her channeled energy, the didgeridoo produces a rich, resonant sound. Let's go! Hazy Memories. Part 18. Hazy Memories. Day 1. Day 1? In the practice room.
What's this, Miss Raven?
Oh, it's one of the kids. Charlotte. What's this, Miss Raven?
A seed that will settle in your heart and soon grow to be your closest friend. Its roots will stretch all the way from Australia to the soles of your feet, and together you will make the music to your floor ritual. Now, my dear, listen closely. Listen to what it has to say. Listen. Hold it. Feel it. Let it know who you are. It isn't just a piece of wood, but a mouthpiece passed down through the ages. It allows us to understand what our god hears during the ritual.
It doesn't look all that special to me.
Silly girl. If you want it to speak, you must greet it with your arcane skill first. It's the only language it'll understand.
All right. It's responding.
Not the greatest music for a dance, but it
that
sounds very
sounds
much
awful.
like didgeridoo.
That's because you greeted it awfully.
Oh, okay.
I greeted it awfully? You mean the fluctuation of my arcane skill wasn't stable enough?
Yes. Speak to it politely, and it'll respond with politeness.
Okay, okay. We'll see. Day 7.
Miss Raven, that hurts. The path of pilgrimage is full of thorns. It offers no shortcuts. You must make your way inch by inch. Otherwise, you'll never reach the Sanctuary of Glory, the place where all the lights gather, and you'll die a nobody.
Oh, she's harsh.
Full of thorns. So, will I be freed from pain if I keep training?
Shush. Press your head against your shin, just as the Divine Sun did.
Okay.
Closer! I want that head tight against your shin. The tighter, the better.
Yes, miss.
Day 93. About 3 months.
Confusion. Sadness. I can see it all over you.
Oh, you can.
My classmates were making fun of me. They said I was using the training to avoid my duties. They said I never do anything with them. I've skipped classes, sports days, and the summer outing.
Wow.
They said that all I do is train to be a clown in a show. Miss Raven? Can I take a break? Just for today? I want to spend time with my classmates.
No, no. You made a promise, remember?
Yes. I promised to focus on my training and never slack, no matter what. If I want to be a champion, I need to be able to beat every other floor ritualist in the world.
Oh, well.
Every tear, every drop of sweat will pave my path to the podium.
So, you do remember it. Every word. Our God can only hear the most faithful prayers. Yes, only the most faithful. You must offer everything you have to him. Your heart, your flesh, from here to here.
So, man, on the one hand, I can see your dedication, but on the other hand, this made her a miserable old woman. Young woman. She traces a path from Charlotte's head to her toes with her finger.
If you can't do that, you'll be surpassed and never win the attention of our God. If that happens, you'll be completely forgotten, like you never existed. Is that what you want?
It also doesn't really develop her as a person. As an artist, you need to be well-balanced, well understanding of the different arts.
No.
Then what are you waiting for? Begin. No, not like that.
Why? This element will score me points.
Yes, but not enough.
Not enough? Then they should revise their scoring system.
By not enough, I mean it's imperfect. Unfaithful. Our God won't hear you. Are you unwilling to try a better element, or simply unable to?
Okay.
Please. I can do any element without even trying.
Then show it to our God.
I've got it. Stop nagging me.
I suppose I got carried away. This applause isn't for me, but it should be.
Ella rubs her brow, a heavy expression on her face as she peers at Carol. She's being showered with applause.
What distracted me? Must have been that graceful element that Caroline finished perfectly. She had it down to the smallest detail. In that way, We're alike. Sticklers for detail. That's why.
She squints as her eyes continue to follow Carolyn.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I'm feeling so restless.
With the respectful salute, Carolyn exits the floor.
Player number 2407, Anna Smith, please enter the field.
The ritualist named Anna makes her way to the floor and gets into position.
What did you think, Charlotte?
Carolyn pats Willow's shoulder from behind.
Well, you certainly haven't skimped on your training these past years.
That's it?
Willow shoots Carolyn a sharp look.
You're better than when you were 9. I'll give you that.
What?
But...
Carolyn steps toward the railing of the spectator arena.
Are you sure you saw my performance clearly? The smog's rather heavy.
Side by side, Willow and Carolyn peer through the smog as they watch Anna perform a routine. Meanwhile, on the opposite side...
Flutterpage.
Miss Tooth Fairy, Mr. Brimley, good timing.
Just in time, eh? Well, we wouldn't want to miss Ms. Willow's performance now, would we?
The lady doing her routine right now is called Anna. It should be Miss Willow next, but I can hardly see a thing.
True. The smog's too heavy. Hopefully, it'll clear before Miss Willow comes out.
Suddenly, the Didgeridoo song comes to a grinding halt.
What's wrong?
Do you have problems? Anna stops mid-routine and gestures toward the judges. Her mouth is moving. An unease spreads among the crowd.
Whoa, she's stuck.
I think she's requesting a timeout.
A timeout? Is she hurt?
As Anna walks away from the floor, the crowd buzzes with speculation. After some time, the speakers start cracking the leg with an announcement.
Silence, please. An announcement from the floor ritual judges. Due to force majeure, player number 2407, Anna Smith, requested suspension. After discussion, the judges have decided to suspend the game.
Suspended? What about Miss Willow? Will she not get to compete?
A number of spectators start to leave while others stay put.
Suspended? We gave everything to hold these games. How could she just back out like this?
I heard that a winged key archery player got injured. Maybe that's...
What, so we're supposed to just leave? The games have hardly begun.
Miss Tooth Fairy, what should we do? Miss Willow is next. It'll be such a shame if she can't play.
Tooth Fairy looks into the murky yellow smog and sighs. To be continued. That one was quicker. Dancing in the smog.
Did you hear that? The games have been suspended.
Yes.
Carolyn walks back to Willow's side.
I suppose we should head home and await further notice. Maybe the games will continue once the smog clears.
I don't think she will. The workers appear to be cleaning up something from the floor.
What? Go home and spit in the faces of everyone who worked so hard to make this happen?
Huh?
More and more spectators get to their feet as they prepare to leave.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I won't wait any longer.
Willow turns and strides directly toward the judge's tent.
Charlotte.
Realizing Willow's intent, a sudden impulse takes hold of her as she spins to face the stands.
Damn this bloody smog.
A few spectators reach for the railings as they get ready to leave.
Wait, everyone! The games aren't over yet.
Hi there, Tail Splash. I'm doing a fake British accent, maybe a little bit of, Australian too. There's an Australian character in here. And we're playing through Reverse 1999, and they're trying to hold their own version of the Olympic Games for Arcanus. Only London is covered in fog as usual. And they're trying to solve the mystery of the fog and get it handled. While they're holding the games, people are getting Arcanus tuberculosis. It's actually kind of like a silly little story compared to some of the normal Reverse 1999 stuff. Oh, and I got all the characters, and Flutter Page is so adorable. She'll be coming up in a bit, I'm sure.
But the competitors aren't even competing. What's the point of staying?
And they're having so much trouble trying to hold the games with all this fog. What can be done? Even the goofy Arcanus machines aren't doing much about it.
Oh, why don't they go and dance on the floor instead?
Everyone,
please return to your
everyone.
seats. Player number 2408, Willow.
Oh my! Willow's dark silhouette now stands firm at the center of the floor. Just as she did all those years ago, she touches the didgeridoo at the front of the arena.
I've lived in seclusion for 10 years. Trained alone with nothing but the pain in my leg and my own arrogance.
She's the main gacha character for this patch, looking a bit like a tree mist in her hair. But her performance, what she's here for the games here, is something like an Arcanist version of gymnastics.
Therefore, on this day, on this floor, I will perform without care for what anyone thinks.
Yeah, she could. But she's kind of lived alone for a long time. She acts like she's about 20 to 30 years older than she probably actually is. She just wants to be left alone, so she never cared about what she looked. She did somewhat putting on this outfit to come out here for the games. I think it's the one she wore like 10 years ago. Willow strikes her beginning pose, a black swan in the smog, and the didgeridoo starts to play. Also, there's a plot going on where she, Catherine, takes the role of the Black Swan. Her chosen name is Willow, and her friend Carolyn Bartley takes the role of the White Swan, who's a bit more popular, but not quite as perfect as Willow is. Though she's been working on it lately.
Yellow turns to godly light. The sun bursts
Also,
shadows.
one of Willow's
The moon
legs is
shines
fake,
bright.
and she has to manipulate it with her arcane spells.
Luch, reborn
She has a
from
prosthetic
dark's
leg.
embrace,
Yes.
I walk your path in sacred space.
She sets up a little Stonehenge in her
Life's end
house.
is death, but bones to life ascend. Luch, before me, from underworld I wend. Luch, gaze on me, I rise from shadows dark.
I could see her being a D&D
Heed
player.
me, your power impart, as you are me and I your counterpart.
The smoke is clearing.
Oh.
Everyone, come back! The games are on again!
Maybe she's using her arcane skills against the smog.
There's something there. There in the smoke.
It's one of those wolves from Genshin Impact. And I guess they had something like it on Honkai Star Rail too. Is this a boss? Enemy. Let me see. They recommend. Okay. You'll get to see her in battle right now. Man, he is taken right out of Genshin. Not that I'm upset.
Miss Tooth Fairy, it's the Black Fog. It's here. But it looks like it's in pain, like an earthworm squirming and writhing before it dies.
Well, he's been hit
It
deadly with
certainly
Miss
had a
Willow.
violent reaction attraction to Miss Willow. Could it be that
Yeah,
her ritual
yeah.
holds some power that suppresses the black fog?
I told you that Miss Willow was the best witch of them all.
This is no time for chit-chat. We need to stop the damn thing.
And that's the Australian, he's just kind of a hat riding a little wooden, like, horse cane.
Otherwise, it'll destroy this place, just like it did the hospital.
He doesn't have a real body.
Arthur, get the crowd out of here.
Alright. Hit him with some poison.
What's this?
More poison. And I think this is her poison. Alright, and hit him with the Hag's Bane.
Heed my prayer.
And poison
This
buff.
way, please.
I tripled the ingredients this time.
At your service.
Get back and stay back.
You're ranking it.
So this here's Willow in the front.
Splendid. Just splendid.
Next here we have Tuesday
Splendid. Just splendid.
from one of the previous patches. The one before Tuesday was the highway patch, not the last one, but the one before. And this is Sotheby in her special outfit that I got. She does a lot with potions and poisons. She's also like barely a teenager. And this is Vila, who's actually a mermaid. And she's really good at like buff and crits. So let's put crit buff on the Willow. I think this is the Hag's Bane. Oh, we'll convert some more Hag's Bane. And then top it off with some damage.
Splash in the water.
This one activates some of the Hag's Bane poison to do extra damage if it's already on her.
Bodyguards! Where are the bodyguards?
One thing I was laughing at, there's a popular anime VTuber song called Snowhalation. And here we've got this status effect, smoke inhalation.
See how my skills
What is
glisten
her
in the sun.
ultimate, do I forget? Enters the ancient ritual status. Nice. Well, we might as well use it.
Bonfire. I remember.
Oh, I didn't need that. Sure.
There.
There.
Bonfire. I remember.
And stick out that poison buff again.
The sparkling of the sea, the shimmering of scales, there is always a light to follow.
There's our mermaid girl, represent. She's so cute.
The same shadow.
She enters the channel
From
status.
The same light.
I haven't seen this one before. I've never gone through this long of a battle. Nice. Mate, you're just not doing enough damage. We're gonna crush you before too long. Alright, I can stick this down on Willow, which increases her meter. Poison.
What's that?
Do Tuesday's massive poison buff.
Ready, dear.
Buff the poison effects also from Tuesday. And stick this over on Sotheby to kind of collapse all these incantations into one.
I tripled the ingredients this time.
Add a few more poison stacks.
Knock, knock.
Tuesday's ultimate.
Service.
Cash in on a bunch of that poison damage.
liking it.
We had the poison buff. Ton of damage from the Hagbane.
It's scattering. Have we won?
No, we just gave it a second head.
It's generating a new body.
Are those 2 heads? Or 2 bodies? Oh, it's trying to copy my bow, ain't it?
Oh, sure, that's the logic flitter page.
I don't think so, little Tacker. They're just heads of coal.
Don't give up, Willow!
Why are there still civilians here?
They want to help.
Come on, everyone. Let's dance with Willow. Follow her lead.
Flowers bear fruit, and beasts give offspring's way.
With eyes of fire pierce through the cloudy maze.
Let's go!
With eyes of fire pierce through the cloudy maze.
Alright, let's get some poison on the second one.
This way, please.
For Willow. Convert some Hagsbane.
Oh, I call upon you.
Cash in.
Heed my prayer.
And let's use Sothby's, which can do a ton of damage, cashing in on all the poison again.
I know what this is.
It's for your safety. Get back and stay back. Your punishment will come.
See how much this
is
does.
the gift. Well prepared for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And it looks like it cleared all the poison on our friends. These monsters just can't cut it against, well, at this point of the story, these monsters aren't made to take out a good team. They will on the higher levels, though. Alright, let's get this permanent poison buff on there, then. Sing a song for Willow. More poison.
What's this?
And... do we have any Hagsbane? Is that worth it? They do have some Hagsbane on there. Let's cash it in.
I call upon you.
A bloody handprint on broken glass. Classic.
Keep up the pace. Oh, it seems to be mixed up.
Softy wins out a ton more poison.
Right?
Cash in. Oh, he's dead.
Perfect service, just like always.
See if the fog clears up. The Didgeridoo wood sounds a long, hollow note as Willow leads the crowd into an almost trance-like state. Following Willow's lead, the crowd chants the prayer over and over, fueled by a zeal for the sport and a longing for the sun. In the wake of the mass ritual, the black fog dissolves into nothingness. Roar! With its body almost entirely disintegrated, the black fog is reduced to a core of thin, smoky soot as it scrambles frantically to avoid the sunlight.
All right, you filthy little thing. It's time you learnt a lesson.
Thud! Psst. The air purifier Mark III springs into action. Mr. Fogg activates his London air pollution auto-detecting purifier Mark III, and after a few puffs of black smoke, it roars to life.
You are under arrest for the pollution of the sky, as well as 15 crimes in violation of the Public Health Act. Take a good look around, because before long, you'll be rotting behind bars.
You're one doggo who won't be getting any pets. The Black Fog says, "Aww." Mr. Fog aims the air purifier at the panicked Black Fog and sucks in every last bit of the remaining coal ash. Aww. The purifier's glass dome fills with black dust in an instant before it coalesces into a number of small black orbs. The little orbs peer out of the glass dome with curious and confused expression.
It may be broken, but it's still an air purifier.
I guess? The Didgeridoo's melody slowly dies down. And boy, did that clear up the smog. Willow stands in the center of the field, panting and drenched with sweat.
That's all from me. Thank you for watching.
She gives a deep bow. The spectators return to their senses, and the long-absent winter sun shines down on them once more. No longer is the world shrouded in shades of steel gray and ashen yellow. They stand in amazement at each other, a few reaching their hands into the sunlight, feeling its warm caress. Applause breaks out from the corner of the crowd. It soon builds into a raucous cheer. One spectator spontaneously steps forward and embraces Willow. The crowd swells as more and more people step forward to embrace her, in the simplest and most pure expression of joy. To infuse life with vitality, to eliminate all boundaries, to unite people. That is the true meaning of the Uluru Games.
Yay! Yay!
Thanks, Flutterpage. Isn't she so cute? She's another new character I just got, and she's a little confused of a girl. Confusedly, her name is Flutterpage, but she's actually a bit more like Pinkie Pie, though I appreciate that it sounds kind of like Fluttershy. Unable to squeeze her way through, Flutterpage leaps over the crowd, waving to Willow as she hangs in the air. She can fly though, like Fluttershy, by the way. Meanwhile, Carolyn remains in the stands, elegantly applauding. Willow gives the two of them a subtle nod. Good on you, Willow. Good on you, Flutterpage. Alright, heading into the epilogue. London, sunny. What a surprise. That happens like once a year. One week later, knock knock.
Come in.
A figure in brown enters the Foundation office. By the window, Madame Z turns to face it.
Madame Z, here's the report from my mission.
By the way, Tooth Fairy has been absolutely gorgeous and fantastic. Hey there, Zeus. I'm doing a little bit of a silly accent today. We're playing Reverse 1999, heading up to the end of the story after we've gotten our victory. Got a little bit of a epilogue going on right now. I also got the two gacha characters off stream, Willow and Flutterpage, and boy did they look fantastic. So the story so far is that they were trying to hold their version of kind of the Olympics, but everybody's dreams got crushed because there was some almost toxic fog that was oppressing everything. Nobody could see, everybody was coughing, everything was an absolute mess. Everybody was trying to investigate, a bunch of people were trying to put the games together anyway, and eventually with enough spirit, with enough dedication, after things fell apart several times, Willow eventually comes around and defeats the fog herself through her ritual dance as part of her performance, revealing the enemy which we just beat in battle, a kind of wolf smog-like creature. So here's Tooth Fairy back with her report. Maybe she'll see some of this out herself. Tooth Fairy sets a thick report down at the corner of the desk. Madame Z's desk is cluttered with papers already.
It seems you've been busy too.
Madame Z winces a little and takes a sip from a mug. The strength of her tea seems to correspond with her increasing workload. As the stack of documents grows, the more bitter it becomes.
Even though we've confirmed connection between societal turbulence and the storm, there is no time to catch a breath. Once chaos breaks, it will be the end of another era. But we can't resist the inevitable. All we can do is maintain order.
Is that some
to
new,
postpone it as long as possible.
That's some of the emotes you collected. Yeah, I do really like the voice acting in this game, and most of it takes place outside of America. So the characters tend to be a little bit German, actually a lot of them are European. Nice, nice. Madame Z heaves a soft sigh as the steam from a mug swirls unnaturally.
So,
I like the
any
derpy one.
findings in London?
Zeus loopy. Zeus blind, okay. Zeus scared. Zeus smirk. So any findings in London? Tooth Fairy opens her hand flat. There's a speck of coal dust and a baby tooth resting in it.
A Walpurgis tooth from the Black Fog, and the last baby tooth of a child. Very rare, even for my collection.
Let's see. Zeus coffee. Oh, I thought, okay. So my first instinct was that was like a magnifying glass, like you're doing an investigation looking up high. But coffee makes sense. Zeus Y, that's pretty good. Zeus praise, that's pretty good. Zeus pain, sure. Kind of like Zeus Y already, it's kind of a duplicate, but duplicates are fun sometimes, and they look very different at least. And Pega laugh. See, when I look at that, Pega, I think Pepega, but it's not. Pega
Right.
because of the Pegasus wing.
Well, that's good to know.
After a few moments of examination, she straightens her posture.
I heard the London branch is still trying to replicate the ritual that was carried out at the exhibition games. What was that?
It was a coincidence, actually.
Tooth Fairy peers out the window, watching the soft white clouds gathered on the horizon. Perhaps London too is enjoying such beautiful weather.
After analyzing the live sample provided by Mr. Fogg, the London branch concluded that the Walpurgis is a mutant of the Kaharaith, a critter species that's been extinct for centuries.
What?
Miss Willow lent one of her heirlooms to the London branch after the games, a book that details an ancient ritual meant to worship the god of the sun. This is the ritual she performed on the floor. But when Miss Willow performed the ritual again in front of the Walpurgis, nothing happened. My guess is that, since the Kaharaith disappeared, the ritual fell out of use and became fragmented over the years. Her version of it is probably incomplete. The conditions must have happened to align at that moment to allow the ritual to work. It could have been any combination of things. Miss Willow's dancing, the music from the didgeridoo, the fire from the torch, the magnetic fields around the stadium, or perhaps it was all of them. The ritual also happened to have the power to capture the Walpurgis, which put an end to the heavy smog in London. It makes sense, really, that a ritual used to worship the god of the sun would capture a monster that covers the sky and plunges everyone into darkness. In conclusion, the ritual's success was a near unrepeatable coincidence.
An endangered critter and a long-forgotten ritual. I guess that's why humans are always sifting through their past. There's always wisdom to be found in history.
Madame Z takes a small sip of the tea in a mug.
It's gone bitter. I should have finished it earlier.
Tea doesn't really go bitter, though. It must be more like coffee. She sets the mug aside and sits down at her desk.
By the way, I've approved your vacation request. No one should disturb you this time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Tooth Fairy sets another piece of milk candy on the desk and walks out.
Milk candy. Makes me miss the rabbit candy back home. Well, at least it goes with the tea.
Madame Z unwraps the candy and pops it into her mouth.
Miss Willow, I got it!
So this is back at Miss Willow's house, and here we're hopefully gonna get to see Flutterpage, who has been absolutely adorable this patch. Flutterpage's voice arrives before she does. Willow raises her eyes from her packing list as she hears bright little footsteps heading closer.
Look, the Foundation's recognized our games. Here's your invitation and our tickets.
Oh my! She's so cute.
I suppose your flying does come in handy after all.
Willow shuts her suitcase and takes the folder from Flutterpage.
Are you done packing?
Flutterpage looks around Willow's room, taking note of what's moved and what hasn't.
And you taking this medal with you?
Flutterpage points to the medal recently placed in the cabinet. The first Willow has earned in almost a decade.
No. This is proof enough.
Willow pats the folder holding the invitation and the 2 tickets.
But that medal's for the winner of the qualifiers.
Oh, please. They're just qualifiers.
Willow scoffs. Ding dong.
Who's that, I wonder?
Is it Carolyn Bartley? Come back to chat.
Wow.
I knew
What
it.
happened to the garden? It's beautiful.
So Carolyn Bartley was Willow's primary competitor. Kind of a few years after Willow came in, and as soon as Willow got her championship, she won. She kind of stepped off the scene, forcing herself better and better to compete, but not actually joining the competition. Meanwhile, Carolyn Bartley, maybe a little bit less of a competitor, was sweeping up the competition now that Willow had left, and slowly
Ms. Willow
improved
has
her own
put a
skill
lot
too.
of care into it ever since she won first place in the qualifiers.
Also, what do you think about this man right here? A jacket, a hat, a little wooden horse. What else is there? Nothing. He's just the hat and the jacket and the horse. He doesn't have a real body.
Charlotte, ever predictable.
Carolyn and Brimley look around the garden, enjoying the rare sight of foliage flourishing in winter.
What are you doing here?
We want to invite you to join us. Let's go to Australia together.
Yeah. With Carolyn too.
For your information, Charlotte, the top 3 athletes all qualify for the finals. And besides, I might have beaten you if you weren't so lucky as to capture that Valpurgis.
By the way, the ship we're taking is owned by the Bartley family.
What?
So, Ms. Bartley said she'd arrange a presidential suite for us.
A presidential suite? Like, for presidents?
Flutterpage's head sticks out from behind Willow.
It seems we'll be spending quite some time together in the coming weeks.
But which one of us is a president? It's Caroline, ain't it? It must be.
Would you shut your mouth?
You can't scare me anymore.
Dusk paints the world gold, and from a distant riverbank, a freighter sounds its horn. Today, the skies of London are clear. Maybe they get less rain when it's actually winter. Probably still overcast, though. A collection of clippings compiled by an avid Daily Inquirer reader and die-hard Uluru Games fan. Post-qualifiers prospects, setting out beneath the clear skies. Following the Uluru London qualifiers, 32 athletes from Britain competing in 18 different events, departed for Australia aboard an Imperial Airways flight this morning. The weather was exceptionally clear, with fresh air and no visible smog. Imperial Airways personnel commented that was an exceedingly rare occurrence, an ideal omen for their momentous journey. Reports suggest that the rare clear skies may be related to the fog monster incident during the qualifiers. Many claim that Willow's floor ritual routine banished both the fog and the phantom beast, while skeptics argue that the witch staged the entire event using a sinister spectacle to manipulate public sentiment. Others have even claimed to hold insider knowledge, indicating this to be part of a century-long conspiracy orchestrated by the British government. Whatever the truth of the matter, the Uluru qualifiers have brought tangible benefits to London. Hospital admissions for respiratory conditions have dropped by 60%, with many residents reporting easier breathing and air quality reminiscent of centuries past. Boy, make Tailsplash and Zeus here happy, not have to worry about asthma while playing the game. Alright, I think we are done. Let's see. 19... Yeah, all we have left in here is to play some of these on hard mode, which I might do now that we have some extra time and get to show off my characters a little bit better. Alright. Alright, it won't let me go into that one yet, but this one should be easy. And doing my proper hag team. Poison. So this is the boss we had to fight that you missed.
Come together to conquer this great wave.
My DPS here is Willow. She's the character I just got for this patch. Then we have Tuesday, character from 2 patches back. She buffs poison, putting out a ton of poison herself, and making it stay around longer. Then we have Sothby, who, this is the Euphoria version. She was one of the earliest characters introduced, back from the beginning banners of the game. And she was one of the, she's like a poison healer, dealing out poison, putting out DOT healing, or I guess healing over time, and she has a burst that can cash in on poison, triggering it all at once. And this is Vila, who's our resident mermaid character, an actual mermaid in this game. Though she has human feet right now, when she goes into her burst mode, she'll actually go into her mermaid mode, and you get an animation. So let's see, put out some regular poison, a ton of it from Tuesday. Poison from Sothby.
What's this?
Now let's convert it. Yeah, that's the conversion right there. From Willow into Hagsbane, which does more damage and is a special poison that only she carries.
Heed my prayer.
And this is a buff from Tuesday, so she can make it crit, increases damage from poison, and okay, it doesn't make it longer.
This way, please. At your service.
Now he'll take a ton of extra poison here. Look at all that poison. That was from Sothby. She added a ton more. Now she added the Hagsbane.
You're liking it.
And there it added the increased damage of poison. He does 1 normal attack, 2nd normal attack.
Splendid. Just splendid.
3rd normal attack. Alright, if I use this one right here, which adds another bunch of poison from Tuesday, that'll make these two collapse into each other, which is good, because I'll get more space for more incantations. I don't need the healing yet, though, so I won't cast it. Here, we'll consume some Hag's Bane. Or here, I'll put the buff from Vila onto Willow first. Then consume some Hag's Bane.
I call upon you.
I don't need this yet. I still should have that up for a turn. Yep. Let's combine this healing with this healing, so I have 2 healing incantations up and ready.
A real troublemaker of a guest, aren't you?
Added a ton more poison.
Flash in the water.
Buff on Willow.
In the name of darkness.
And cashed in some Hag's Bane.
Get away. Get away.
Boy, he's almost dead, though after this he'll resurrect and he'll get another half. Alright, let's boost up and turn Vila into her install mode. Actual mermaid.
In the sunlight.
We'll do Tuesday's burst.
Your room is ready, dear.
And let's put out some more poison. Alright, that doesn't have anything to cash in on. Let's just finish up with some more poison softly.
The sparkling of the sea, the shimmering of scales. There is always a light to follow.
And look, Vila floats up and turns into an actual mermaid. Tuesday's burst.
At your service.
It seems to be mixed up. It should be fine, right?
He's taking quite a bit of poison damage by now. And the second one comes out. Now we can just layer on a ton more poison. He's already got plenty. Poison from Tuesday. Here, let's take this on Vila. She doesn't have much meter. Let's convert some into Hag's Bane.
Heed my prayer.
Increase Genesis damage. And finally, resolve some Hag's Bane.
I call upon you. A real troublemaker of a guest, aren't you? Get back and stay back.
Done yet. We barely taken any damage, and you've taken quite a bit there, mister. Here, let's put this on Vila. Go into the channel.
Light the bonfire. I remember.
Crit up on Willow. More poison from Sotheby. And convert some poison into Hag's Bane.
Heed my prayer. The same shadow, from the same light.
Keep up the pace.
It seems to be mixed up. It should be fine, right?
Luke will foresee your ending.
I've already said that Sotheby doesn't need a bodyguard.
Instead of doing the hard mode, so we showed off what her abilities are. We showed off the boss. I think I'm actually going to go to the antidote. No, not hers. This one. Oh, this one's done closer. I'll do hers first. This is Mercuria. She was from the Los Angeles story. Kind of a cult event back in the 90s. Maybe even earlier, the way she's dressed. Let's read the story. Sunday morning. A mother exits the cotton field. Her son becomes an outlaw. Oh, gotta turn off the stupid British accent. We're back in LA right now, and I'm not gonna try that accent. Sunday morning. Everything suggests that today is set to be a fine one. The eastern wind brings wisps of white pampas grass, mingling with the city's crowds, infusing the streets with a spirit of quiet contentment. That is, until the first field drum explodes. Ouch. The Head Onion Show.
Welcome to Head Onion.
Okay. Earlier this morning, two suspects make a daring escape from a blazing gas station, their van driving away at breakneck speeds. Eyewitness reports identify them as the same suspects who brazenly attacked over a half of the city's gas stations previously. This is Onion, first on the ground and live at the scene. Through rigorous investigation, our team is committed to uncovering the truth of this case, one clue at a time. In fact, our initial findings have revealed this explosion to be merely the prelude to a far more complex tale. The common thread weaving through this story is a name. Something that has stood as the ultimate hope for all. The muse that sparked the soul for inspiration for millennia. It is the true value of gold. MacGuffin the Knife. They usually stay around 3 to 8 inches from your body. The world outside may turn, but in the suitcase, life is steady, organically stable, perpetually still. Some are sweet like honey, while others taste like iron. Oh, and the wick is something else too, warming the tongue without getting too spicy. In the common room, they form a circle, hand in hand with eyes closed. A flame comes alive in the center, and gray smoke lifts into the air. Communing with one's own spirit, that's one interpretation of this ritual. Mercuria navigates the spiritual items, aromatic herbs, and candles on the floor, pausing behind each individual. She strikes the singing bowl, then robes rosemary behind the ears of each participant. Trauma lingers like a taste, a ringing in the ears, sour, slightly bitter, yet refreshing. Argus's eyebrows draw together, reflecting her discomfort. Parchment. The hum of static and leather. Fascinating. Oh good. Onion's head shakes, then promptly settles back into a state of calmness. A gust from a painting, earthy and heavy. Painful, but passing. Druvis inhales softly, her features smooth and serene. Meadows, sweat-soaked metals, the logic of brown, and sunlit pages. Dogs often have a higher body temperature than people, especially the more intelligent varieties. Mercuria extends her hand, her fingers dancing above Pickle's head as if tapping piano keys. Good. Now everything's in order. Woof woof, it's Pickles! What an unusual girl. Woof woof, woof woof, woof. Her sense of smell evidently differs from mine, although she would have said, I smell like the bowl of yogurt Charlton gave me. Woof 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 woof. Another possibility is that I have a scent even I can't detect? Apparently each one of us must work on diligently building their sense of self-awareness. But where can a true self-awareness be found? Perhaps this is my question to answer.
Intriguing.
I like the aura of your thoughts. Their shine is such a unique hue. Oof, oh. The puppy is surprised. Surprised, yes, but curious. Even more so. Your translator is not as precise as it should be. Woof, 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 woof. It is my understanding that due to our distinct physiological forms and the vastly different experiences between individuals and species, true perception and understanding are virtually unattainable. Woof, 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 woof. Woof, 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 woof. Though it appears the principles behind your arcane skill may contradict my previous statement. Arroo. Woof, woof, woof. I do believe I'm becoming somewhat curious. Thanks for noticing. Perhaps someday we'll get to know each other better. It appears our healer has discovered a technique for communicating with animals. Druvus offers a summary of their interaction. Miss Mercuria, I have a letter for you. Oh, what are you all up to? The meticulous girl, laden with letters and documents, stumbles into the impromptu gathering. Before anyone has a chance to respond, the smoke detector above reaches its limit, overloaded like lungs inhaling too much smoke.
I don't mind.
Oh, what a delightful rain. We may need to upgrade the smoke alarm system in the common room to prevent it from being excessively responsive during these ceremonies. The spirits are grateful. Miss Mercuria, I have your mail. She offers the letter outward. Mercuria reaches for it, only to hesitate and retract her hand. Ominous berries like the ones you find in a bog. Is everything all right? The canteen has been swamped with letters just like it. They've been putting a burden on our operations. Still hesitant, Mercuria takes the letter, quietly smooths it out, and begins to read. She reads with the utmost seriousness, slowly, very slowly, until at last she folds the letter and prepares to leave. Oh, just a moment, please. Mercuria's steps are natural and steady, and doesn't slow a moment against her words. What's the matter? Is there something going on? Please, Miss Mercuria, you can tell me. My friend. Panic, like fresh currants and seedless apples.
Huh?
Are you talking about his energy? He needs me.
I'm clear.
So you intend to find him and help regulate his energy? Is that what this is all about? But, after wringing out her wet coat, the journalist edges nearer. That letterhead, it's definitely not store-bought. A white-gloved hand makes contact with the letter, turning it over. Take a look. Texas State Penitentiary at Huntsville? The eyes of all present move from the envelope to Mercuria's face, but she betrays no hint of emotion behind her calm determination. Yes, that's his address. Meaningless. I wonder if this is Jay or somebody else. Maybe he's working there in the office. Processing area in the prison. Monday is the busy period at this prison intake center, as more offenders are offloaded and delivered into the prison system's clutches. A tequila ad jingle blares from the old radio above, while an arm sporting a pork chop tattoo waves for Mercury to stop. Left hand, right hand, turn around. You're not allowed to have any items hidden on your person. Go, miss. You're good to go on in. Dodging a pineapple can tossed from who knows where, she steps onto the noisy floor and enters the visitation room. Her friend has been waiting here a long time. In the visiting room, looking like one of the ones from the Foundation. Oh, it's Fingers. One of Jay's buddies. If these pencil pushers can stick a guy in a pink prison suit just for kicks, there's nothing they wouldn't do.
Listen.
You know that old country song? Some things never change. How are the Cheshire Cats holding up? It's grim. The boss is dead, and the rest of us, all locked away, with no light at the end of the tunnel. Well, except for me, of course. Around here, death row's a revolving door. 1 second you've got a neighbor, the next they're gone.
Is that so?
You're looking better than I expected. Ha! I ain't like those mugs over there, brawling over a bunch of cards. Me? I'm built different. I've got dreams, you know. Dreams were life's greatest equalizer. Polished visions for the rich and a rallying cry for the poor. Behind bars, a dream keeps hope alive for another day, even if it is pure folly. She nods in response, but her eyes never stray far from Fingers' mangled hand.
I see it.
Longing. Intense longing swelling with every iron-tinged night. Your desire must be what you'd call a dream, wouldn't it? I see now. That's why your energy's in such turmoil. Your hands are raw with the anxiety this dream has brought you. Right.
My friend.
Fingers. You've always seen right through people. Just like we have fish trapped in a glass bowl to you. Mercury remains unfazed. The silence broken only by a soft sigh. Shame. You need my healing, but my arcane implements were confiscated. They even took the selenium and lapis lazuli.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I need you, my little rambling genius. The conversation circles back as Fingers regains his focus. Like the good old days. You really helped my crew out back there and the boss. But this isn't about cleansing energy or anything. I need you to do something important. Once again, he grinds his nails, their pointed tips dragging over the metal surface of the table. The boss is gone, and his most precious possessions not gone. Got no one to look after it now. What I need is for you to track it down. Fingers pulls out an old photograph. MacGuffin the knife. A name. A name is a code, symbol, a query or resolution, a term of endearment, a lingering sigh, or the very start and end of someone's journey. You're looking at the sole copy of this photo, one of a kind. An unhurried inspection ensues, burning every detail of the picture into her mind's eye.
Is that so?
Is that so? That's right. No matter what happens, get it and bring it to me. The day after tomorrow. 2 days from now, I'm a free man. 7 sharp in the evening, make sure I get it. She gives no reply. Her gaze is still locked on the photograph, as if seeing something beyond it. I always help my friends, provided it doesn't breach my principles. A favor along the way, nothing more.
However...
But I do have a request. I'm all ears. May I bring someone along? Okay. on Chase Street. Northeast, 1 step, 2, 3. Is she bringing along Pickles? I knew it! I knew it! Sniff, sniff, woof, sniff, sniff, woof. I've picked up the trail. It's a familiar aroma. Woof, woof, woof. Hold on, is this what I think it is? A strawberry-scented red balloon? Along the busy roadway, a thick-furred border collie yanks a silver-haired disco girl along, their eyes locked on a red balloon in the air. She initially means to head in a different direction, but the sudden pull of the leash trips her up before she can adjust. Uh-oh! A noisy struggle, the dog slams into a trash can, and Mercuria finds herself thoroughly tangled in the leash. Woof woof, snarl. Perhaps we ought to reflect on this situation. Our investigative philosophies are as disparate as night and day. Woof woof, woof woof, woof woof, woof. This may explain why we find ourselves at such cross purposes. Mercuria lowers her head, unwinding the leash looped around her legs.
Please.
You're worried, Pickles. Hmm? Woof woof. Did I hear correctly? Me? Worried? Mercuria nods. A conflicted look settles upon the dog's face. Woof woof woof. Woof woof woof. Well, I can't deny it entirely. Woof woof woof. Woof woof woof. Woof woof woof. It's just that this treasure itself isn't just quite what I imagined it to be. Pickles emits a low, tender whine. Woof woof. Woof woof woof. You see, the puppy cannot believe his eyes. Pickles reaches out, his paw resting lightly on the photo of Miss Mercuria's grasp. Snarl, MacGuffin the knife. The dog points with his paw at the central figure in the photograph. Woof woof woof. Seems to be a member of my own species. The focus of the photograph is on a small dog with bright eyes. It beams back at the photographer as if on the edge of charging forward with unyielding courage, prepared to bring down the photographer or even the whole world. Yes, it's in its belly, the genuine hoard of Rheingold. And whoever claims the Rheingold within shall find great fortune. Oops. To be continued. I am going to take a short break to get a jacket. car top dancing. How's it looking, pal? You watching that chick like I told you? You mean Mercuria? Give me a break. Who else? I'm not keeping up your lifestyle for nothing. Yeah, I'm on it. I've got eyes on her. Looks like she brought a buddy along. A loyal little Arcanus companion. I know. Stay on top of that little friend of hers. If she backs out of this job, or finds it and doesn't turn it in, you know the drill. On Chase Street. Woof woof, woof woof. Not all dogs have a taste for milk, despite what you might think. Woof woof. Even we, on occasion, are troubled by lactose intolerance. Snarl, woof woof. I wouldn't say no, of course. If there were to be some leftover milk, a little taste to quench my thirst would be welcome. Patience, please. There's new energy here. Mercuria empties the newly bought milk into a battered little bowl and pushes it slowly toward a scrap heap by the roadside. From the garbage, a small nose emerges, trembling as it presses against the bowl with two quick nudges. Woof woof. Woof 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 woof. The last 3 stray dogs we have found have been brought back to where they belong, to the place their humans call home. Woof 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 woof. Yes, as of now, we still haven't found a trace of this MacGuffin the knife. Beep, 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 beep. The communicator around the dog's neck buzzes to life. Can you hear me, Pickles? Woof, woof, woof. I can hear you, Onion. So this thing you gave me before you left is finally doing its job. The puppy is curious about this device. Oh, you mean the communicator? Yes, it guarantees I can receive your latest updates when necessary. Oh, so you can eavesdrop the whole time, eh? The puppy does not approve. Woof woof. I didn't mean it quite like that. A journalist needs to grab every little tidbit of useful info whenever they can. It's just part of the job. Let's get back on track. Have you found MacGuffin the knife yet? Soft rumbles escape from Pickle's throat as an indication of his frustration. But hey, you've managed to find quite a few strays. Woof woof. Woof woof. Yes? Yes, we found them and received rewards from their grateful owners. Pickles casts a quick look at Mercuria, noting how her pants pockets and backpack are both stuffed with booze bills and money. The puppy is very satisfied with the money they have earned. Woof woof woof. Woof. Oh, I wouldn't say excited, not about the money per se. I just appreciate it as the fruit of our labors. I see now. Helping those owners find their missing pets has brought in quite a bit of cash for you. But you still haven't gotten your hands on this MacGuffin the knife, have you? Aww. The puppy is disheartened. Well, it won't be a walk in the park. No one knows this Fingers guy put all his trust in Miss Mercuria. My journalist intuition tells me this trip of yours sounds like it's going to get rough. It's either going to be a bust, or you'll end up in deep, or maybe both. Basically, the voice on the other end of the communicator hesitates for a moment. From a journalist's point of view, I want to keep following your actions, but from an objective, third-party perspective. I'd suggest carefully thinking about whether to proceed with this. On the other end of the line, the journalist waits for an answer. Hey, can you hear me? Hello? The silver-haired girl seems oblivious to the sound of the communicator, her eyes scanning the air as if searching for something. She abruptly lifts her eyes, drawing focus on the road ahead. There. As fine as a cicada's wing, blending seamlessly with the air and a tiny shudder, like a black ant. Low heels reached a quickened pace over the concrete. Mercuria climbs the railing at the side of the road. With a quick jump, she lands right in the heart of the bustling, traffic-filled lane. Con already, and so fast. Arr, woof, 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 woof. Miss Mercuria, where are you going? Pickles watches this scene unfold and swiftly follows. But with the towering fence along the road, and the cars releasing dangerous fumes, the little dog can only pace anxiously on the other side of the barrier. Mercuria has already climbed onto a car's roof, bouncing lightly as she moves from one to another with ease. Red, white, black, green, her feet tread on the scorching car roofs like a dance, or perhaps an unusual children's game.
Breathe in.
Southeast, fading fast. Eyes shut, Mercuria senses it, whispering softly to herself. What the hell are you doing, girl? It's dangerous up there. The car owners, without exception, stick their heads out of their windows and begin shouting at Mercuria. The strands of her hair lift whimsically, and without a backward glance, her words reach the tops of their heads. It's all right. Just keep steady. I won't fail now. Woof woof. Miss Mercuria! The little dog's unwavering loyalty drives him to stay with his companion, even in the midst of danger. A chorus of car horns erupts as the dog leaps up, soaring over the fence and lands beside the girl. Their feet press down on the brightly colored car roofs beneath the scorching sun, carving a path from one of the densely packed road to the other. What in the... In the dark, the silent tractor stares out in shock. Where are you going to now? South, black ants and warm currents. You know exactly where I'm going. The puppy understands entirely. What's going on? Hey, the signal's getting really weak. Whoa, take it easy, slow down. Good news, bad news. So, who's going to fill me in on what's happened? It is only as night falls and darkness blankets the city that they finally stop their pursuit. Oh, we still haven't found him yet. The puppy feels disappointed. Alright, no need for disappointment. Don't panic. There's bound to be setbacks on the way to success for our friend. But it's getting pretty late. Do you have any idea where we'll be staying for the night? The crowded voices of the city seep through the canvas of a familiar tent, rising then falling as the night progresses. In the hushed moments before slumber, Mercuria notices that Pickles hasn't yet closed his eyes.
I see.
You've brought a book along. The little dog glances up from the pages. Woof woof. I hope to finish this work, understanding media, in the next few days. Grr, grr. I've observed how drastically media and human society has changed, and this book will help me grapple with the core reasons for this shift. Dog's an academic. You're exploring some very complex ideas. will make the best philosophical companion for you. I'm sorry to say. Woof woof, that's alright. The puppy is not bothered. Woof woof, woof woof, woof woof. The medium is the message. Any interaction between individuals in itself carries philosophical meaning. Staring at the book under Pickle's paws, Mercuria appears to fall into a moment of thought. I can see you prefer the world of literature to traveling our own. Woof woof. Most certain. If the journey starts to wear us down, we can always decide to keep going or turn back. The truth is, the further we go, the more I feel that this task may be more than what I envisioned. Not every journey needs to reach its original destination. Pickles raises his head and wags his tail. Well, woof. I understand your point. Woof woof. What about you? What's your opinion on the matter? The puppy would like to know your thoughts. Mercuria gazes off into the distance. It was... Oh boy. I'm on my gaze working. Bolted trench coat. Wow. Bam. Fingers was the first person to share quite a bit of food with me. I was 12, and it was my first time on the streets. It wasn't easy, not at first. Food was always the first thing to run out. That's why I'll always be grateful to him. The little dog blinks his eyes. Aww. Woof, 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 woof. When you pay favors and sit by your friends, a wonderful treat. One common among dogs. Woof, woof, woof. As I said at the beginning, I'm more than willing to continue this journey with you. The puppy is with you. Brr, woof, brr. Perhaps some things can only be understood through the journey itself. Mercuria extends her hand to hold Pickle's paw. "5 a.m. local time. The city lay fast asleep, including the two protagonists of our story, nestled in their cozy little tent. It was then that a shadowy figure carrying a gun crept into their tent, and after only a moment, stealthily emerged, clutching a dog. The full account was pieced together following an interview by your humble journalist, Onion, with the reports from two parties involved. And now, dear viewer, we present to you the full story. Hey! The Border Collie may be one of the smartest dog breeds in the world. Wits are no match for the power of a tranquilizer gun.
Alright.
Now back to the story at hand. Right. Mercuria slowly opens her eyes, waking from her sleep. Huh? Pickles? Silence. The spot beside her is vacant. Gasp. Huff, 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 huff. Where are you? Pickle. Pig? All at once, a faint radiance enters her field of perception. Silently, she follows the trail to its origin. With the crisp sound of long grass snapping underfoot, she brushes aside the dead leaves beside her crop. Hey, there you are. hidden in the darkness, two small cunning eyes glint, peering at Mercuria through the crack in the rock. So did she find MacGuffin? Or to tell a story? Or did she find Pickles? Hello, Fingers. MacGuffin the knife. I found him.
Welcome to Head Onion.
Joining us today is someone who experienced this bizarre incident firsthand. Please welcome Miss Mercuria. Mercuria, it's true you've located the fabled stash of gold, MacGuffin the knife, correct? Could you share with us how you managed to find him in the flesh? It was a sunny day. The fact that I met Fingers for the first time, the day that I met Fingers for the first time, we shared a sandwich on the street. Back then, he was just a kid studying literature at community college. But when he visited his mother on her sickbed with a letter of withdrawal and placed it on her velvet pillow, she kicked him out the next day. After I get out, I'm heading north. That's what he said. North's the place to be. Tons of cash to be made and the kind of life my so-and-so parents could never imagine. The whole scene's thriving, and every little shiny little thing you've ever wanted is right there for the taking. Not even a completed DD pictures and a future for himself behind these bars fighting over who gets to watch an old TV. But for him, that TV was the only link he had with modern culture while he was locked away. Not that there's ever anything new. Most of the time, it's nothing but ads. Over time, those ads changed him. They gave him an entirely new way of seeing the world. The greatest achievement of consumerism is how it reduces the value of our lives. It's all about the labels you wear and what you spent to get them. That's how you measure success against everyone else, and the winner tears the loser's world to shreds. If I had money, all the money I needed, I'd buy all the things I've seen in shop windows and TV ads. That's the motive of television commercials, to convince you that they're selling the life that has been denying you. All I'm doing is taking back what's rightfully mine. That's the only way you can call me someone who's legit and untouchable. MacGuffin the knife. I found him. Oh. You found him? Oh. You mean you got it? Yes. The dog? The one the boss would walk all along the waterfront 5 friggin' times a day? Yes. I found him. Every word that comes out of her mouth goes as effortlessly as grabbing a meal on a Sunday evening. She never realizes the weight behind her words. She strings them together like ribbons on the wind, seemingly unconcerned with their aftermath. So go and tell me. He was 50 miles south of Sugarton, out in the boondocks. More accurately, he was stuck in the crevice of a large stone in an abandoned campsite. Great. So where do you get it now? Right here. The only thing I can see here is you and me. They didn't let me bring him into the visiting room. So what you're telling me is, right now, MacGuffin the knife is... all it takes is a little imagination to picture that, at that moment, the world's most valuable puppy is playing dominoes with the prison guards. I'll hold on to him until you're out. Fingers fixes Mercuria with a sharp, burden-like glint in his eyes.
Okay.
Alright. So go on, tell me, how'd you two, you managed to find it? The girl stays quiet, her eyes narrowing as she holds Fingers' gaze. How about you tell me where my companion is? What are you talking about? My partner, Pickles. He was taken by your man last night. I'd like to know why. Fingers cracks his knuckles, each one making a sharp click-clack sound. Yeah, should have figured you'd catch the eyes that I gave you earlier. A charged silence hangs in the air. That was a mistake. It's corrupting your energy, flooding it with impurities. It's already so different now from how it was back then. Watch out. Energy like that comes with a heavy price. One you may not want to pay. Wow. Man, back when I met you, making threats wasn't even in your playbook. The first rule of surviving on the streets, trust no one, and always keep a card up your sleeve. I assumed you knew how these things worked by now. Once you found out where the dog was, how was I to know you'd hand it over and not keep it for yourself? His words stir up a hint of deja vu. The streets, trash heaps, half-eaten sandwiches and blood banks, the life she straight lived along her journey. Mercuria blinks her eyes. Maybe it is.
No.
But that isn't how I work. Fingers' face twitches with a sudden buried emotion. I gotta say, Mercuria, sometimes you come off like you're too innocent for this world, but then you'll flip and it's like I'm dealing with a stone-cold killer. You seem like you would have cracked the code on spinning those ironic little tales of yours. Mark Twain said it best. The humorous story depends on its effect for the manner of the telling. The humorous story is told gravely. The teller does its best to conceal the fact that he even dimly suspects that there is anything funny about it. Waxing poetic during a crisis is the signature of a second-rate literary nerd. Let's be real. In this situation, you can't back out. You've got to say yes, whether you like it or not. Tomorrow night, 7 sharp, Black Iron Fortress near the prison. Bring it here and we'll wrap this up. Unfortunately, Mark Twain really did say those words. An accident. Boy, we've got a couple more to go. Plot twists. Black Iron Forest. The dark forest lies nestled in the unclaimed land behind the prison. As she walks all over the dirty grass, the forest merges with the night. In the shadowy outlines, Mercuria sees a face, a familiar shape make its way toward her. Hey! I trust we brought what I've asked for as per our agreement. Shadows descend vertically from above, the sounds of the highway carrying horizontally from afar. Yes. Glad you didn't flake out. Something moves closer. Nesting sparrows flap their wings and fly out from the spot. Wolf. Leaf shadows, bird silhouettes, tree figures, and even human shapes, scattered by the sudden bark of a dog hidden in Mercuria's arms. MacGuffin the knife! Fingers walks into a more concentrated area of moonlight, his lackey following close by his side. We still gotta make sure. Yeah, that's the pooch MacGuffin the knife. The soft shuffling of footsteps draws near. Mercuria stands before him, clutching MacGuffin the knife. Where's Pickles? Where are we keeping old Pickles, eh? The lackey turns his head to Fingers, flashing him an unseen look. Woof. A second bark is heard, this time from behind Fingers. Aroof, 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 aroof. Woof, 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 aroof, aroof, aroof. The sky is filled with the relentless sound of barking and yipping from the two dogs till after a good half-minute, dogs finally cease their uproar. Yeah, Pickles is right here. Here's the deal. We count down from 5. I've got your dog. You're holding mine. We step forward at the same time. Mercurian nods. 5. Fingers takes a step forward. Mercuria takes a step forward. 4, 3, 2. In an instant, Pickles wriggles free from fingers and leaps to the ground. MacGuffin the knife, the legendary Chihuahua, falls from Mercuria's hold. A bullet whips through the air from somewhere in the trees. From their reactions, it hadn't been from either party. Like my mom would always say, you've had to have onions for brains not to figure this out. 2 hitmen? 2 figures armed with PP-19 Bizon machine guns curse under their breath as they step out from behind the trees. Once you pull the boat and move the round, the timing needs to be spot on, because each time you pull the trigger, you'll fire a bullet. Don't treat this like it's not a big deal. Now focus, AJ, or you're gonna run out of ammo. But I hit something, didn't I?
Welcome to Head Onion.
We can now reveal that the suspects have been captured and are currently awaiting pre-trial legal proceedings. Panzo and AJ, duo responsible for the gas station explosion. They too, just like other characters in our tale, were after MacGuffin the knife. And yes, both gave us an exclusive interview from prison. For the complete story, be sure to watch our next special. We've made sure to censor the exact language of the interview to uphold the values that this program has always championed. The killers march confidently toward the person on the floor, stepping over the dazed lackey. They squat down to check for any sign of breathing. Dead. No question about it. This is Fingers for sure. That's one problem solved. Did you catch where that dog ran off to? Yeah, I saw it ran off. It ran away? No, I can't see squat in this dark. I think that girl was holding a dog too. The blinding white beam of the flashlight cuts through the torn pantyhose, worn shoes, crossing branches and thick leaves, resting finally in a shadowy form. GD. Banzo's voice is laced with an unmistakable air of despair. This isn't MacGuffin the knife. So what the hell is this dog doing here? On the grass, a border collie is curled up in the trembling arms of a silver-haired girl. Whoa. The border collie lifts its head, staring at the disoriented hitman, Panzo and AJ, beneath the dark sky. Hello there. Under both ethical considerations and the framework of the law, your actions are thoroughly reprehensible. The puppy feels deep disgust and anger towards your behavior. Fight coming on? To be continued. MacGuffin. Approximately 3 hours prior. Inside the car. This past month, we've hit up 3 gas stations, 5 convenience stores, and that 1 karaoke joint. And on a few rare conditions and that fireworks show we performed at that last station. A flurry of sign language gestures ensues. Yeah, I know. The person in the passenger seat appears annoyed, shifting his feet on the dashboard and recrossing them. It's not time yet, my silent friend. This small-time stuff is just to keep us fed. This big fish we've been waiting for is about to get released, AJ. AJ starts singing again. Oh, and for Gene's sake, quit whining. The info I got to Day says today's the day. Fingers is getting out. Since their boss went down, Fingers is the only one who's got the lowdown on the MacGuffin. After he's cut loose, then we've got to be on his tail. No matter what it takes, we're getting the scoop on MacGuffin. So this is why we've been baking on this broken down car for 3 hours in over 100-degree weather. Buddy, you've got a lifetime of wealth, freedom, and peace ahead. What's that against a few more hours in a beat-up car? The smoke from the herbs rises gently. The candle flame sways and Mercuria closes Fingers' eyes. May your spirit rest in peace. Mercuria shuts Fingers' eyes and Hanzo's narration draws to a close. That's the long and short of it. You tracked Fingers to this spot, all in the name of getting your hands on MacGuffin the knife? The journalist's voice filters through the communicator. But you made the mistake of thinking Pickles was MacGuffin the knife, and in your panic your guns went off? Yes. A textbook example of a killer's plight. One wrong move, and boom, there's a hole where a head used to be. We thought we'd be out of the game after this job. Silence and a quiet fear spread through the air. You killed the wrong person. Nah, look. We've been watching Fingers for some time, but we just didn't expect there'd be another dog. Right, AJ? You'll pay for this. I'm shaking in my boots. Fine. Look, crazy girl, you win this time. But from No. He says, hell no, not even if all the gold in the world was in there. AJ throws the proposer the world's dirtiest gesture, seething with rage. There is another option. A similar line to Tooth Fairy. Hanzo and AJ cast a suspicious look her way. If you'll agree with it, naturally. Hanzo and AJ patiently walk back to Mercuria, their slurs Tyrabine and MacGuffin the knife, though they appear not to mind. The Rheingold is contained within MacGuffin the knife's stomach, compressed through the use of Arcanum. The principle is similar to one of the Foundation's portable discs. The truth is, this isn't particularly easy on its own. What we need here is some healing. Hanzo and AJ raise their heads to look at Mercuria. Hell, we've got ourselves a real no-nonsense Arcanist right here. The Chihuahua is laid out on the ground on its belly. Mercuria lights some little incense and smoke rising into the air. Mercuria's fingertips glow as she softly massages the Chihuahua's belly. This will stimulate its intestines, speeding up its movements. Mercuria helps the Chihuahua flip onto its other side and uses a pendulum to trace a circle on its back. This way, the foreign object will be passed naturally, and the process will be completely painless. After a long wait, the Chihuahua shivers and everyone leans in close. What's the scoop? Who's gonna fill me in on what happened? Once the silence is broken, Mercuria begins to speak. Aru? The Chihuahua lifts its head, staring at everyone with teary eyes. The onlookers gaze back at it with equal emotion. What we have here is simply a very, very, very multi-colored creature. Silence spreads across the wooded glade. At that moment, the corpse lying to the side looks more alive than the onlookers. Impossible. Try again. Maybe your arcane skills are the problem. There is something else I can do. Mercuria pulls another vial from her bag, one glowing with a clear, bright light. I have here a brew made from various herbs. It may aid in the dissolution of the Rheingold. She gently administers it to the Chihuahua. A minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. As the Chihuahua quivers, the group once again gathers around for a closer inspection. What did you see, AJ? What if we needed another dose of laxatives? The Chihuahua's face turns pale. It lets out a few feeble whimpers, its eyes shifting across the face of the others. AJ signs wildly, looking as though he is on the verge of tears. Quit making me dogs suffer. Nothing's coming out. That's just what she said. Advertising time.
Welcome to Head Onion.
Later, the faithful journalist discovered the final diary entry of the leader of Finger's gang, the Cheshire Cats, pinned on his deathbed. In this heart-wrenching journal, we found these words. The last confessions of a gang boss. I know my body's failing me breath by breath. As the cough gets worse, I take stock of my life. I came from the Diego family. The first 50 years I fought just to stay alive. Here I found work that lets me live. On the streets, people fear me. They show me the respect I deserve. That's the kind of prestige I've earned. But when night falls and everything goes silent, I lie awake, feeling empty inside. The life I've lived makes it hard to love anyone, yet it's something I crave. Money gives you what you need to stay alive, but love gives you what you need to live. MacGuffin the knife is the only thing in my life I've ever truly loved. I tell everyone I meet that there's enough Rheingold in his belly to buy all of New York. But it's not true, really. I'm the only one who truly understands how this much worth more than any Rheingold. I've taken many lives, but never a single drop of gold of that blood touched his fluffy coat. So, sudden hush, an awkward group of people, 2 dogs, and a corpse yet to be dealt with. AJ gestures politely to Mercuria. He's saying his farewells, you strange little lady. Woof, 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 woof. You're leaving? The puppy seeks clarification. Yep, turns out the much didn't have much in anything in it at all. Bonzo sounds excited, exhausted, as though he had just faced the darkest night of his life. What's next for you? Will you keep up your crime spree? Are there plans to hit any more gas stations? Don't know. I'm tired. Huh? What? GD, don't you get it yet? There's no Rheingold, no MacGuffin the knife, it's just a butt. Woof, 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 woof. This is an outcome other humans would usually be unable to so readily accept. Screw this. I'm taking a break. A real one. You know, I've always wanted to leave this place behind. I'm heading to the shore. Find a place where I can see the waves, enjoy some good food. Hey, if we're talking dreams, I could go on for days. Mercuria and Pickles watched as they sigh and whine as they walk off, still silently dreaming with one another as they squeeze back into their rundown car. The door shuts with a solid thud. Still under Mercury and Pickles' gaze, they drive off into the distance. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are they truly leaving just like that? So what's the plan now? What do we do with this dog? Woof woof. The puppy is concerned. Oh, Pickles. You know I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other one. MacGuffin the knife. Maybe we ought to start with a new name. What do you think? Mercuria takes out the picture of MacGuffin the knife, sets it ablaze with her lighter. Whoa, whoa, woof, 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 woof. I've never considered how important names are. It seems more so to humans than dogs. The photo of MacGuffin the knife burns away, the flash floating into the air before landing on Finger's pale, lifeless face. Just imagine, if Fingers hadn't gone after MacGuffin the knife, he might still be with us. By the shore at sunset, Pickles licks the ice cream with Mercuria's hand. The gentle breeze lifts Mercuria's hair, while the journalist's intermittent analysis comes in via the communicator. This thing, which he thought would open the doors to a new world, instead set him on the path to his own ruin. Half-melted ice cream drips onto the ground, each drop like a thought tapping out a rhythm. The Chihuahua pokes its head out from Mercuria's arms. She rises to her feet. Let's go. What will become of the dog? The puppy is concerned. Oh, you mean this little pup here? Perhaps we should consider finding a suitable facility for wayward dogs? The puppy has a proposal. You mean a shelter, right? Mercuria sets the Chihuahua aside. The shelter. I remember that place. She blinks her eyes. A bed soaked in the scent of mushrooms, morning dew dripping from dried leaves. Clothes hung out to dry in the yard are only remembered once the rain starts, and so we wore the rain. Good times. Friends arrive and leave one by one, like notes in a melody. Summer comes. The fans break. Everyone cries. Winter, the bugs breed, and everyone waits for what is to come. All of this, just a mere touch of this, is enough to captivate me. But I had to leave. In the new world, there is always something waiting. Hunger, poverty, misery, him, pushing him to grow and survive. He will find a place to belong, and much better than we could ever give him. The dog takes a moment to think, then shakes his head. I believe I understand your response. So, you lived in a shelter before? The journalist always cuts to the heart of the matter. What Mercuria offers no reply. Okay, just a thought. You might be able to borrow a infrared positioning device with an extended range for the suitcase. If you're worried, then we'll always be able to locate him. We can check in on him and make sure he's safe wherever he goes in this big bad world. At that moment, the Chihuahua twitches its little nose, pokes its head out, and its earrings sparkle brightly in the sunlight. Its sharp eyes catch a glimpse of red in the distance and is a red balloon. With a swift push from its front paws, the Chihuahua jumps onto the stool. Hey! Whoa. What happened? What's going on? The Chihuahua's quick, nimble steps fell forward at speed as it disappears into the crowd. This onion? It ran off. Mercuria and Pickles watch in disbelief as the Chihuahua sprints off. Looks like all our worries were for nothing. He's chasing his own MacGuffin. The red balloon drifts under the blue sky and the world remains unchanged. Pickles steals a quiet look at Mercuria. During my abduction, I managed to finish reading Understanding Media. I must admit, his dog napping approach was much milder than we expected. That being said, we must still deeply condemn any illegal activity, conduct, and support all appropriate punishments and corrective measures. Well then, let's extend our thanks to Pickles for his insightful account. And with that, our in-depth investigation draws to a close. If any viewers have further contributions to offer, you can reach out to your humble journalist, Onion Backstage. By the way, if there are any canine communication experts among our viewers, feel free to contact me urgently. We are hiring paid dog speak translators. Okay. Lucky mangoes ripen under special, exclusively patent lighting, and when they arrive at your local Lucky supermarket, you'll find yourself in a realm of happiness. Stop fretting over hair loss, stressing over sagging skin. With Superstar Energy, you're just one sip away from a new you, and 2 sips away from 10 years younger. Now available for $6.99. That's right, take away a super healthy can of liquid energy for only $6.99 today. Welcome to a new era of credit. No co-signers or credit checks. Buy anything without worrying about your bank balance. True happiness has finally arrived, and you don't even pay a dime for it. TV shuts off with a loud click. A towering figure in a police uniform blocks the screen. Stop watching that crap and listen up. There's been an update in the Black Iron Forest shooting case. We've just received an anonymous tip pointing to the identities of the perps. The victim was a former member of the Cheshire Cats, known within the gang as Fingers. The suspects are believed to be 2 retired contract killers, and gang violence might be a factor in the movie. Alright, get to work, people. Wanted. Bonzo and AJ.
This is...
Well, who's this now? Unable to sleep, a night-blind bounty hunter stumbles somewhere in the dark. Oh, I'm making a call. Mercuria lowers the phone receiver, the air around her filled with the scent of herbal incense. Oh, Miss Mercuria, I didn't expect to find you around here so late. Mercuria spins around, grabs a glass of water from the table, and offers it to Argus. This should offer your eyes some relief.
Thanks.
How did you know? She doesn't answer, instead heading to the center of the common room and placing a circle of lit candles there. This trip. Huh? Smoke rises, the pendulum sways, and the ceremony is about to begin.
No.
I see energy slipping into death, but I cannot intervene. However, by placing candles on his body, I can help him tap into energy from another plane. I hope he remains untouched by the chaotic spirits of that world. Mercurius softly says the last of her words, then begins to dance. As she does, the quiet tenderness and sadness flow from her movements, barely perceptible to most. In response to the overwhelming complaints alleging the content of this special to be illogical, irrational, or just plain false, let me take this moment to restate the end credits message. Whether this program... Oh, I'm going to be right back for a while. Its authenticity is left to the interpretation of the audience. More importantly, this program does not claim to hold the final truth concerning all related incidents. Okay. Several. Okay, starts there. All right. Method of communication. Behind iron bars. Under the cover of dark. An honest trade. Beyond the horizon. Oh no! Thank you for the raid, ShinyBot TV. Okay. We are raiding out right now. We were just playing Reverse 1999. This is a gacha game based around an alternate history of Earth where there are Canis like wizards or mutants. They have weird powers, and they are trying to stop a natural disaster like occurrence called the Storm, and there's a rival organization to us called we're with the Foundation, and they're called the Manus Vindictae, I guess the Vindictive Hands. And I got the gacha characters. Flutter Page, adorable little girl, flies around on the wind. And I also got the previous character, Willow, who is a dancing poison character. But we are now looking around for a raid. What else should be fine? Lady DeLune, always up for her. Oh, Shino's on. She's from another server.
You just taught me a lesson. It seems that kids lose their focus quickly, no matter their age.
Lots of people on Street Fighter 6. Maybe there's an event. Hey, thank you, yeah. Oh, so do you know Reverse 1999? We're hitting the raid. Oh, nice, nice. I try to stream every patch for the past few patches, since at least I think I streamed the Lucy patch, so like the anniversary, and then I skipped a few and I streamed the Haunted Highway patch. And after that one, I started getting people watching me, so I was like, we are continuing to stream Reverse because it's such a great game. But we're rating now Shino and playing one of the Sonic games.
By the lake maps it onto the water, whereas in this, that reflection is separately rendered. It's actually like a real reflection.
Yeah.